He is the culture vulture of the Fab Five, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy, back on tonight on Bravo. It's Jay Rodriguez. Good morning.
Hey, good morning.
How are you doing this fine Tuesday?
I am doing really, really well. I'm very excited. It's the last season that's finally airing. I mean, we finished the show in June '06, and it's just like about time that it's back.
Wow. Now, yes, this is kicking off the final season of Queer Eye on Bravo. I know it had to be an emotional roller coaster these last.
You know what?
It
certainly was. I think none of us were expecting the sort of overnight success of the whole thing, and I think that when we wrapped in June, we were kind of like waiting to find. We didn't get official word that the show wasn't going to be picked up until December.
Right.
So many of us were kind of like, so can I get another job now or what? It was a weird situation, but it's like we're all really happy. We've all moved on to other projects that showcase kind of who we are and what we do, and it's a really great thing right now because we've all been doing press together, and it's kind of it's nice. You forget that we had this really great chemistry that I've done a lot of shows since that I don't necessarily say I had that with the new cast that I've been working with.
Right. Do you think you form friendships for life with these four other
Well,
guys?
I always tell people, I'm like, we are not friends. I'm like, we're family. I'm like, you can't get rid of them. I'm like, it was like 5 brothers. Really, it was. And I was the youngest, so I just got picked on all the time. But it was like everyone had a little title. It was like Carson was like the prissy one or the girly one or whatever, and Tom was the bully.
Right.
And then like Ted, we just made jokes at him because he's the elder statesman of the bunch, and Kine, of course, was just always looking in a mirror. I mean, these were the stereotypes that we created for each other, and I was the young one who didn't know anything.
So it's got to be great talking to Jay Rodriguez. Queer Eye for the Straight Guy kicks back off tonight on Bravo. The Straight Guy pageant. What a way to kick the season off.
Yes, tonight that's at 9 p.m. Actually, it's a really fun one. It's our 100th episode. They're showing it now, but we did 100. It was the final one we all shot together. It was kind of like prom for us. We invited 25 of our favorite straight guys back, and their friends and family were in the audience, and they had to compete in a Mr. Straight Guy pageant hosted by Susan Lucci. Now, what we did was we put them through a series of tests, things that they should have learned on Queer Eye, and then dwindled them down until one guy was ultimately crowned Mr. Straight Guy. And it was fun for me because I re-recorded the theme song, and that's how the show opens with me performing it. And so it's just really fun, really over the top. It's in this really great space in New York called Show. Kind of has a really fun Moulin Rouge feel to the opening number. It's really cool. Very
cool. And of course, you did do the opening song for it, and you just wrapped your debut album. What was that experience like?
You know what? I grew up singing in New York. I was on Rent from the time I was 18 on, and so I'm a pop rock singer by trade. So to be considered a host now was always a surreal thing. So it was nice that I've gotten to come back to my roots as a performer, and the single's called Broken, and it's going to be released October 5th, and it's I'm pretty excited. It'll be available on iTunes and such, and people want to hear it, just check out my MySpace, which is Jay Rodriguez Music.
And we'll get you added up with our MySpace as well for our website, so post a link right from there. We love our friend network there, our Sam Nation as we call it. Very cool stuff.
Nice.
And now, so you've 100 episodes into Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Is there, kind of give us a couple of the guys that really stick out for you, that really hit home for you when you were working with them?
It's one of those programs where you start working on it and you forget that people's lives are changed until you get to that Thursday. In other words, we have Monday meetings, Tuesday's the first day we meet the guy and we start the whole process, and then Wednesday we go shopping, and Thursday he gets to see his new place. That's our week.
Right.
So by Thursday, sometimes you forget, because you're working so hard under, time crunches and budget crunches. You're trying to make stuff happen. And then at the end, there was this guy named Philly Rojas, and I'll never forget him. I can't remember much of what we did for him, but he was one of the first guys who ever looked up at us, and he just really needed the makeover.
Right.
He really financially could not have put himself in a good position.
Right.
He was so far in the hole, and there was no way for him to get back on the right path. And so us putting him there and then giving him a space that he could live in, and we got him a job and everything, and it was like when he thanked us, it was the first time that I saw a man cry with gratitude.
Wow.
And it was just so overwhelming, and I was just like, I can't believe this is happening. Like, it was one of the first times that we all were like, what is this? You know, this goes beyond just being a reality show.
Man, well, that's the thing, is you're changing people's lives. You know, it's a fun show, it's a hip show. People really got into it, became a cult phenomenon, but really, at the end of the day, you change people's lives, and that's what's so special about it. I know that's got to be moving, and you'll take that away forever, I know, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's an experience that I'll cherish for a really long time.
Now, of course, you're going to be out doing some other stuff as well now that the show's kind of wrapped. What else? I know you got the album coming out, some TV as well, right?
I'm on this upcoming season of Nip Tuck.
Ooh!
Episode number 5. I play an LA fashionista named Chaz Darling.
Yes.
Who has a dirty little secret. And then basically I start a new style show for the Style Network with Daisy Fuentes. It's called The Ultimate Style Show, and that show premieres November 3rd. So it's pretty exciting. I have a lot of great stuff coming down the pipeline.
So just because Queer Eye's wrapping up, we're going to see a whole bunch of you, though, on a lot of
TV. I know. It's funny because Tom has a show on Style as well called Dress My Nest, and I guess part of their ad campaign is when they interview the network's talent and make these commercials. And one of the questions was, you know, we just answer these questions and you're on a couch, and it's like, you know, one of the questions was, you know, what piece of wardrobe would you like Tom to be inspired by to decorate your house? And, you know, my answer is like, he is not going to decorate anything for me. That man would paint my place pink, and I think it was funny.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Jay, thank you for coming on and hanging out with us for a while today.
Thank you so much for having me, and enjoy the show tonight at 9 p.m. on Bravo.
Thank you so much, Jay Rodriguez, Queer Eye for the Straight Guy. Their final season kicks off tonight on Bravo. Check it out. We're Sam 100.7.